First off.
Your brain?
Yeah. So, hello, I'm going to actually put some more knowledge into your brain. I know y'all tired from everything from the whole class, but yeah, I'm just going to talk to you by saying a situation that I want to say. So, let's say a man named David has 2 children, and you automatically know that it's a boy. One of them he has a son. So, what would be the probability that he has a daughter? Most of you saying, well, it doesn't really matter because it's 2 chances it can be either a son or a daughter. But actually, there's actually 2 chances for him to have a daughter. Because, yeah, he can have a daughter that isn't an older daughter or is it a younger daughter. So most people don't really think about that kind of thing. And most people don't know, like, does that really work? And I say yes, because that would be a paradox. So a man named Matthew Santoro states that a paradox is a sequence of words or situations that just completely define as logic anyway. Like something does make sense, but other times it's just to get your head thinking. So I wanted to start my speech with that paradox because it explains how we overlook and overthink a lot of things. So like most people think, y'all mostly think that it's just two possibilities that's having just a boy or a girl, but you didn't think about if she's older or younger. So philosophers around the world have studied the concepts of paradoxes, but most people really just don't understand like what they are, like what are they, how are they formed, or just what's the importance about everything. So by the end of this speech, I hope you better understand the concept of paradoxes and how they are important. Okay, so first question. Well, I already stated a paradox is something that just you can make it, but it don't have to make sense, and it don't have to be like you don't have to have an exact answer. It can just be how can I say it? It can make you think just a little bit better. So another paradox I like is called the heap of sand paradox, which is I don't have an example with me, but let's just say you have a heap of sand and you take out 1 grain of the sand. Would that still be called a heap? And then you take out keep grains of sands until there's like 1 grain of sand left. But do you think is that still a heap, or is that just one individual grain? So that ties into real life. Like let's just say a person let's say like loses their leg or like loses their arm, they're crippled. But would they still be the same? Would that still be you, or is it a completely different person? Like how much body they have to take out for it to no longer be you? So that's why I like that paradox so much. So a man named Roy Cook made this book right here called Paradoxes, which basically explains a lot of paradoxes, and most of them that's down referencing is from this book. And in this book, he states that the term paradox comes from 2 words, two Greek and Latin words, paradoxin, which means contrary opinion. It contradicts what people think about the world and contradicts what people think about everything. There were many people around who learned about paradoxes, including physicists Enrico Fermi and the well-known mathematician Galileo Galilei. So, like I said, Roy Cook, he explained a lot of paradoxes in that book, so I'm not going to put too much paradox because I don't want to make your brains go numb a little bit because I know it's really hard. So, creating a paradox is actually not that hard at all. Like the previous people who actually studied them, they actually made paradoxes as well. And you can make paradoxes that are completely like mind-blowing and just like change the face of what you think around, or it could just be something completely stupid or like just completely funny. Like one paradox it says ignore all rules and those are the rules. Like that's like wait what? So like when you see that, that's called an infinite regression, which that basically means that it just keeps going back and forth, and just nothing really matters. Like this example right here, this statement below is false and the statement above is true. So what does that mean? It means this. If that means it's false, that means this is true. But if it's true, that means it's saying it's true, but that makes it false. So again, you just what? So so it's your creativity that makes a paradox. It basically explains it. Paradox can be both statements and questions, and they don't have to have answers at all. You just gotta know like what the meaning of the whole paradox is. So how does this compare to real life? There are a lot of paradoxes that have a lot of subjects that goes to life and stuff. Matthew Santoro made 2 videos about paradoxes, like the most mind-twisting ones. And the one paradox that I struck with the most is the arrow paradox, which basically explains motion and saying that motion is impossible. It's a weird paradox. You should look into it. It's really good. the one I said earlier at the beginning, the boy or girl paradox is also an example. So what subject is good for math and science? Physicist Neil Sally from University of Princeton compares paradoxes with relativity and again motion, making it with science. And I forgot, excuse me for this pronunciation, Lukowski, whatever, made a whole paradox thing about geometry and approximation. So for my conclusion, I would say won't last paradox, the omnipotent paradox, which is basically saying that can God create a stone so heavy that even he can lift it? And most people are saying, well, of course he can make it because he can do anything, but if he makes a stone and he can't make it, that's something he can't do. So that's a lot of things that people like to think about. There's a whole lot of other paradoxes, like the unexpected hanging paradox, my nose will grow paradox, which is basically like Pinocchio saying that my nose will grow again, like kind of like this, an infinite regression. The black raven paradox is basically a goat paradox. I'll say that later. So by the end of this speech, I hope you will better understand the more concepts of paradoxes and how they're important. Or did I just make your brain just make no sense? And about the goat paradox, it's really long, but it's basically saying, like, let's just say you're on a game show, and the judge says there are 3 doors. One of them has a car in the other, and the other 2 are ghosts. And you pick a door, but then the judge picks a different door and has the goat inside it. Now the judge knows that which one has the car, and he asks, do you want to switch to a door? You may think that, well, it doesn't matter because even whichever one I pick, I still have a 50-50 chance. But in actuality, it's actually 2 out of the 3 chances that you can actually have a car behind it, which actually makes no sense. But it's a really good paradox, and I really hope that most people actually make paradoxes on their own, because some of these paradoxes, like the gold paradox and all these other paradoxes, make no sense, but they're also really funny, and that's why I like it. That's my speech. Anyways,